Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. What a day. Wow. Okay, just hold that thought. Yeah, so Thursday, July 21st, 2023. I can't even speak. 2022. Okay, lovely. People, are you watching this? Are you watching this? What am I talking about? Okay, let's start off with the stock market for a moment. A rally across the board, especially the tech sector. Okay, hold that thought for just a second here. Earlier today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down over 370 points. Well, all of that got erased, and the Dow ended up putting on a gain of over 160 points. S&P 500 did real well. NASDAQ, the biggest gainer of them all. Why? Why is the NASDAQ doing so well? Let me see. Magic money? Oh, yeah. When the Senate votes for a $52 billion subsidy for tech, well, what else would you expect here? You think this is a real market, honestly? Did you watch the 10-year yield? People would have moved today. We were like at 3.06 earlier today. We cratered down to 2.91. How does that happen? Let's think about that. An enormous amount of debt buying went on today. It wasn't you. Certainly wasn't me. It's not institutions other than the Federal Reserve. The institutions are buying the stock market, quite obviously. This is the Federal Reserve buying it all, buying the debt. Imagine my shock. Imagine your shock when you see a move like that. It's just an incredible thing to witness. Well, it's in our face, people, and I hope you're getting used to it. Like I've been explaining to you, nothing is what it seems to be here in this market. You know, maybe my calls for new record highs by the end of the year are going to prove to be correct anyway. Imagine my shock. Look, it's not going to stop here. The abysmal economic news just keeps on coming. Let me give you a couple of lovely pieces of information here. So, leading economic indicators, those that are pointing towards what's going to happen here in the future, well, we already have been made aware several months ago that they're all pointing lower. Well, they continue to point lower. Oh, does that mean that we might, notice the wording here, we might or we may go into a recession? How about we are so far beyond that? You want more proof? AT&T, you know the company AT&T, their stock cratered today. Do you know why? People can't pay their bills. What did we find out this week? 75%. Yes, 75% of middle income earners here in the United States can't make ends meet. Meanwhile, stock market continues to rally. Why? Some entity out here, oh, who could it possibly be, is buying epic sums of debt, making sure rates stay suppressed so they create a risk-on environment, meaning what? Cash goes into the stock market. Very simple, very straightforward. Don't call it quantitative easing. No, don't you dare call it quantitative easing. Don't do it. Wow. Anyway, it gets even better here. I don't even know. So, on top of people not being able to pay their bills, we also found this out, that loan defaults, people are defaulting on their loans. They can't pay those back either. Let me put another perspective on something. So we found out, and I talked about this earlier today in my pre-market report, the Wall Street banks here, there's something going on, okay? They seem to be somewhat desperate to raise capital. They're selling corporate debt, okay? Look, it's no secret. Go look over what's happening right now in China. In case you don't know, there's a full-on banking crisis over there. And I believe, look, you believe this too, the system is insolvent. The system is illiquid. We all know what's coming down the pike here. Why do you believe central banks are going out of their way and out of control to flood the world with more debt. The European Central Bank promising yet again to buy it all. Unlimited freaking bond buying. I wrote a whole piece on this and I put it out in my newsletter earlier today. Subscribe to my free newsletter. Link in the description of this video. 67,000 people are already subscribed. More than 67,000. So if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. Anyway, so what's going on here is very simple. Central banks are continuing to play their game. That is, they're inflating on a scale that is truly unfreaking believable. But they really care about inflation. As a matter of fact, so much so. Let me prove to you. Let me prove to you, yet again, how serious, let's just say, the European Central Bank is to fight inflation. They have now raised the overnight rate to 0. Oh yeah, it used to be negative. Now it's 0. That's how strongly they want to fight inflation. Meanwhile, what are they doing? Their unlimited bond buying program. I don't understand why you don't hear a single peep out of the mainstream media propaganda dog shit ministries out here explaining how, let's see, when any central bank creates an unlimited amount of cash just out of thin air and buys an unlimited amount of debt with it, oh, how is that not massively inflationary? Oh yeah, it is massively inflationary, but you're not supposed to know that. You see, you're being sold the biggest lie in the history of the world. Even with the Federal Reserve, we got a Fed meeting next week, by the way. Oh yeah, we're going to get another rate hike, and it's going to make a lot of difference too. You're going to see inflation start to come down because remember, it was temporary. Oh no, it was transitory. Then it was peaking, but it wasn't peaking. And then it was peaking again. Oh, that wasn't right either. Oh, but again, who's being held to account? How about nobody? Oh yeah, it's just lovely. But today, look, the stock market is another entity among itself. To me, watching action, and I'm sure you as well, watching that 10-year yield crater like that, you're going to yourself, I wonder who's buying all the debt. I wonder who's doing it. I wonder. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, then here's another one. So President Mummy Man, Bidenstein, Frankenstein himself, he wants billions of dollars. He's looking for billions more so he can create a pandemic response unit. Pandemic response unit. Oh yeah, this is what I've been telling you people. Look, they're going to conjure things up out of thin air. Things you can't even imagine to keep fueling the global debt bubble larger and larger. And we're waiting for the implosion. It's going to happen, but not when you have central banks buying it all. ECB, unlimited, Federal Reserve, they're buying it all. Okay? There's no way another entity on this planet is buying the debt like that went on today. And what did that do? Push stocks up, didn't it? Absolutely. It's crazy. People, look, I want you to understand something. And I was thinking about this all day. So we understand that banks here, the Wall Street banks, are now kind of desperate, it seems, at least to me, to raise capital by selling corporate debt. So what that tells me, gauging from what we're seeing over in China, is we are clearly on the threshold of another banking crisis. And guess what? You're going to bail out the system again, just like last time. Absolutely. What better way to strangle people to death? In other words, what's going on? What do we know is happening? It always comes down to what we know. Our economy is in free fall globally. It's just done. Inflation is surging out of control. Meanwhile, you got central banks raising rates while the economy is in free fall. Oh, how does that help the average guy and the average girl, members of the middle class who have a target tattooed on their face that are being exterminated, they're being eliminated like bugs? It doesn't help. Okay, again, I covered this earlier today. Why, if we were booming under the last president around the world, the whole global economy was on fire, why weren't central banks raising rates then? They waited for this, of course. And, with this whole issue of inflation, this has been building up and exponentially since 2008 when the Fed started buying it all, creating cash out of thin air. Presidents calling on the Federal Reserve to continue to inflate, negative rates, weaker dollars. See what you get? You always get what you ask for. You always get what you ask for, and you're getting it now. And anyway, I hope you're all appreciating it. I really, really do. One more thing before I let you go here. So we understand our economy is dead. It's over. It's been on life support since 2008. Party over moment. So the Federal Reserve Business Activity Index kind of fell off of a cliff today. This is, just shouldn't be a surprise to you. And now the Federal Reserve itself is predicting a negative GDP reading, readings plural, moving forward with leading indicators pointing lower, but we're booming. Our economy is so strong, it is, because you see the propaganda ministry is telling you that. Doesn't matter. Look, the stock market here, it's gone supernatural. We're out of bear market territory, obviously, with regard to the S&P 500. There's a lot of buying going on here. Massive debt suppression. Probably on the verge of yet another monumental banking crisis, and you are going to pay for it all. I hope you're prepared for that. Wait till you see what they have coming for you again. You and I could sit here and speculate as to what they're going to throw at you next. I mean, you got things like President Biden wanting billions of dollars for this pandemic response unit. You got $52 billion of subsidies being pumped into the tech sector. Oh yeah, that really did help. Look at what's happened since that announcement was made, that bill passing through the Senate here. We've had 2 consecutive days of rallies in the tech sector. You think this is a real market? You still do? You can't make this stuff up, people. But anyway, it's kind of interesting. Again, stock market, all well and good. Dow down over 370 points. We come out of that with a nice rally. But it was that 10-year yield that got my attention today. I mean, really, honestly, it's so in our face. They think we're fools. They think we're idiots. They think we're imbeciles. They think we're retarded. No, we know exactly what's going on here. This is a crime in progress, people. It really is. And it's just a beautiful thing to see because it's just so freaking twisted. Anyway, people, love all of you. I mean that. Please share the video and please comment. Please comment. Let me know what the hell you think is going on too. All right. I'll see you later. See you tomorrow morning.